if you look right now, there's first, second, and third class citizenship for Israelis versus Arab Israelis and Palestinian Israelis. Excuse me, Arab Israelis and Palestinians.
Please, Alan, let Mark respond.
I was just waiting for him. Are you done? Thank you, sir. If you're talking about occupation ending in 2005, right now Gaza is still controlled by land, by air, by sea. Israel still has the blockade. Israel still controls the population registry. Israel still controls the electromagnetic sphere. Israel still controls movement. Israel still controls the entering and leaving for Palestinians. It still controls the construction supplies. It still controls the water, the food that comes in. It still controls the economy. Palestinians have not had one day of self-determination. If you don't call that second-class citizenship and an apartheid state, shame on you.
Well, you talked about Israel being an apartheid state, number one. Number two, Israel...
Address those points I made, though. Address those points I made, Alan. Address those points and say...
Gaza, and for interrupting me, Gaza has had self-determination. They voted, and the foolish people in Gaza voted for Hamas, and look what it's gotten them. It's gotten them horrible conditions. It's gotten them turning the possibility of having a wonderful area of Gaza turned into a terrorist base. And when you use your civilians, by the way, another myth is that Gaza is very densely populated. Look at a map sometime, and you'll see there are areas of open space that Hamas could use to fire rockets. They choose to go to the dense areas of the Gaza Strip rather than to the empty areas, precisely because they want to incur civilian casualties. I call this the dead baby strategy. They know that when they put their rockets in front of civilian areas, Israel will have to respond, children will die, and they're ready to show those children on television. The media falls for it, you fall for it, and that only encourages Hamas to do it again and again and again.
All right, Mark, last word, then I gotta go. Mark.
I'd be curious to know, although I don't want you to answer it now, Alan, I'd be curious to know if Alan has any critique of Israel. Alan is tearing down the straw man that Hamas has things to critique, that Hamas has made mistakes, that Hamas is worthy of moral censure as well. I begin from the place of saying, look, I'm not pro-Hamas, so his critiques of Hamas, some of them I agree with. But again, Alan seems to refuse to acknowledge